Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Sinta Tri Lestari. I'm from class A1 Denpasar, 6th semester English Education Department. Alright, in this video, I want to tell a story that is very memorable and certainly relate to all of you. And the title is Educational Adventure at Borobudur Temple. So, let's see until the end because we know this story can inspire or remind you of a similar experience. Here is the story and happy watching! It was the day Raka and his classmate had been waiting for. They were going to take a part in a field study to Borobudur Temple, a world cultural heritage site that they had only learned through books and presentation screen. This story will describe their journey full of learning and valuable experiences. On a sunny Friday morning, 15 May 2023, Harapan Bangsa Junior High School, 9th grade, gathered excitedly in a schoolyard. It was the day they had been looking forward to for weeks, a field study to Borobudur Temple. For some students, it was the first time they would be visiting one of the World Cultural Heritage Sites. 3 tour buses lined up in the courtyard. After Miss Aprilia, their English teacher, made sure all students were present and prayed together, the buses left the schoolyard. Along the way to Magelang, the atmosphere on the bus was live. Miss Aprilia played folk song, gave light quizzes about the history of Borobudur, and occasionally told stories about the previous visit experiences. Raka, who sat with his close friend Dira, was busy writing down important points and occasionally taking photo of the view outside the window. About 2 hours later, they arrived at the courtyard of Borobudur Temple. From a distance, a majestic stone structure towered, surrounded by green garden and hills. The students were amazed. Some immediately took out their phones and camera to capture the moment. Raka paused for a moment, looking at the majesty of the temple with respect. For Raka, the temple is not just a pile of stone, but a symbol of national cultural glory that must be understood and appreciated. After a short break and group photo, the students were divided into small groups. Each group was guided by a professional tour guide. Raka group was guided by Pak Jaya, a friendly man in his 50 years old, who has more than 20 years of experience as a temple guide. He carried a table containing a digital reconstruction of Borobudur Temple and explained the history of temple construction in an interesting and expressive manner. Pak Jaya explained that Borobudur Temple was built by the Sailendra dynasty in the 9th century and consists of 3 main parts that symbolize of stage human being life according to Buddhism. Kamadhatu, the word of patient, Rupadhatu, the word of form, and Arupadhatu, the word of formlessness. While walking around the stone passages, he pointed out relief depicting the life of past communities. Raka approached a relief showing a teacher and student having a discussion. He imaged what education was like in those days and felt an inner connection with the story in the stone. The discussion continued. The students were asked to guess the content of the relief, look for certain symbol, and connect the history lesson they learned in class with what they saw firsthand. Raka was very active in asking questions and taking notes. He even asked permission to record Pak Jaya's explanation so he could repeat it at home. So, which part of the historical relief do you find most interesting? and also give the reason. After almost an hour of walking around the temple hallway, the group climbed to the top of the temple. The high stone stairs were quite tiring, but once they got to the top, all the exhaustion paid off. The pain from the top of the temple was heart-taking. Rice-fields, green hills, and a cloudless blue sky. The atmosphere was peaceful. At the top of the temple, Pak Jaya invited the student to relax for a moment in silence. He said,
Borobudur is not just a building, it is a place of contemplation. Here we are invited to contemplate life, our purpose, and how we live our day.
The word made a deep impression on Raka Hurt. He closed his eyes for a moment, let the wine flow, and talk about what he had learned. After this moment of reflection, the students had lunch together in the temple garden. Some were joking around, some were still busy taking a photo, and some start writing in their journal. Raka wrote,
Borobudur gave me more than just knowledge. It felt I was being spoken to by the past, by the silent stone that hold stories of life. It's not just history lesson, but a lesson of life.
The journey back to school began. On the bus, most of the students fell asleep from exhaustion, but Raka still rereading his note, feeling that it was a day he would always remember. He was determined to share his experience in front of the class and even want to make a small video documentary based on the visit. For Raka and his friends, the visit to Borobudur was not just an out-of-class activity, but a gateway to deeper understanding of cultural identity and life value. That was the story about educational adventure at Borobudur Temple. I hope you enjoyed the story and can understand the message and storyline well. Next, I have provided follow-up activities that you can do.